Hi guys, so in today's video episode, I will be explaining the difference between a project manager and a product manager. Because a lot of times people mistake the role. They think a product manager is a project manager or a project manager is a product manager. That means what I mean by thinking is that they assume that the both of them have the same role and job function. In fact, I've actually seen a job role that said they are looking for a project manager, but looking at the job requirements, I see tasks or job functions for a product manager. So this means that a lot of persons are actually confused on what the roles are. So in today's video episode, I'll be explaining the difference between the both. Let's start with project management. Now, project management, the focus or project management or project managers focus on planning and executing a project within a budget and time frame. Now, mark these two words: budget and time frame. So for them to execute a project, they have a set target, a set budget, and a set time frame for them to complete a project. Why for a product manager, they are in charge of the entire project life cycle, from the ideation stage to the user testing, the user feedback, the development, the launch, the iteration, and the product retirement. Yes, because some products get to a point where they are no longer relevant in the market and they get to retire, or we say it's the death of the project of the product. So that's what a product manager does. So they're actually in charge of the whole life cycle. So this means that a project manager has a set outcome they are expected to meet, and they have a target, like a set budget that are being given to them to work with. Do you understand that now? But for a project manager, a product manager, sorry, but for a product manager, there's nothing like that. Like, they are in charge of the holistic approach of the products. From, like, that is their whole responsibility, from the strategy to the market fees to user satisfaction to making sure that the user needs is being met. They are in charge, totally in charge of that process. So you see the difference between the both, right? So this has a time when it has to end, but for this other one, which is the product management, they are there so the product is dead. Now, for a project manager, they are not allowed to be flexible. From this definition of what I just explained, they are not allowed to be flexible because they already have, like, this is the budget you're going to work with. This is what we are assigning to you. This is the time we want this project to be completed. Work with it and make sure that the project is done. That is a project manager. So they are not allowed to be flexible because of this constraints they have. They're not allowed to be flexible. They are always scared when change comes. But for a product manager, they are very flexible. In fact, they are actually expecting change and they see change as a natural thing. That is why most of the times you hear, this product has pivoted. It is change and being flexible that made them actually have the mind to implement that change and then pivot from what they are originally known or something better. So, from the fact that they are actually expecting change and they see change as a natural thing, that makes them very flexible. And we can't give a particular like a fixed time to when the project is going to die or when the project is going to retire, because it's like a continuous process, like a circle in a circular form or format. So the idea is there, they go out in the market, they test the idea, they come back, they start developing, they build, they go back to the market, they test, they come back. Why they are doing this, they are making sure that they are meeting their user needs and their users are satisfied. And this also, they are also like in the process of doing all this, right? They have like things that they are expected to meet, like market fits, is the product making profits, is the goal of the product or the vision or the mission of the company isn't being met. So all these things is like in a circular form for a product manager, you see. So they have a lot to do and they are very flexible because it, like, and their focus is actually on their users, right? So they go out there, they get to test the product, the idea, they come back, they build, they go back again to test what they have built with their users, they come back again with the user feedback to implement it, and then yes, a product manager has time frames for a particular thing, but those time frames are around the release of the product, not actually when the product is going to be like when it's going to be dead or like completed totally or off the market. No, because that is not, you don't know that, because a lot of things can affect that. Like I said, change earlier, it can be that the users don't need the product anymore, and you think that you're going to complete, or like the product is going to be alive till the next 10 years, but then something innovative came up and struck the market off, and struck the product off the market, you see. So like things that they don't have like a fixed time, because they don't things out there are not predictable. Like change can come in when you don't even expect it. So that's for a product manager. So I hope I've actually helped you understand the difference between a project manager and a product manager. Um, the next video I'm going to be making is going to be about the roles of a project manager and a product manager, so that you know which you can actually start up with. So yeah, thank you.